Most people believe that to build $1 million business, you need a massive inheritance, a fancy degree, or a network of high-powered connections. But if you ask my dad, he'll tell you that a legacy isn't built on handouts, it's built on showing up. I've spent my life watching my father transform from a student working odd jobs into a highly successful licensed contractor. But more than his professional success, I admire the man he chose to become when no one was looking. Today, I want to pay tribute to my dad by sharing these 3 things that define him: his relentless work ethic, his refusal to compromise his ethics for a paycheck, and the mind over matter philosophy that makes him the happiest person I know. My dad didn't start at the top. He was raised by a single mother in a household where money was not abundant. And to get through college, he did not have a trust fund. He had a hustle. He spent his days bussing tables and working as a masseuse just to pay his way through university, and eventually earn his degree in environmental science. Even when times were lean, he never waited for an opportunity to find him. He went out and created it. Whether he was hanging Christmas lights for extra cash or teaching himself the nuances of handyman work, he proved that no job was too small if it meant providing for his family and building toward a dream. However, his career hasn't just been about making money, it's been about keeping his soul. Early on, while he was working for developers, he was asked to help wipe out protected marshland in order to make room for new buildings. And most people would have kept their heads down to keep their salary, but my dad saw an ethical line that he was not willing to cross. He quit that job on principle, choosing the uncertainty of being a small-time painter over the certainty of hurting the environment. And I really, really admire him for that. That integrity paid off. He hit the books, passed his contractor's exam, and built a business based entirely on word of mouth. Today, he manages a crew of around 20 and oversees a thriving company, proving that you don't have to be cutthroat to be successful, you just have to be honest. His attitude may be what I admire the most about him. The most important thing my dad built wasn't a house, it was his mindset. He is the happiest man I've ever met, and he's taught my brother and me that happiness is a choice. He says 90% of life is showing up, and mind over matter. If you don't mind, it don't matter. He lives those words every single day, whether he is spoiling his mother with the trips they couldn't afford years ago, or being a constant source of support for us, his family. His attitude remains his greatest asset. He showed us that your circumstances don't define your joy, your perspective does. In closing, my father's life is a masterclass in resilience. He started with nothing and built a masterpiece through grit, honesty, and a refusal to quit. Dad, thank you for showing me that a person's real wealth is measured by the strength of their character and the depth of their gratitude. You've taught me that if I just keep showing up and stay true to what's right, the rest is just mind over matter.